Alright, we're going live. We're doing it live. Let's see if we are up. Just checking the YouTube page. Oh my gosh, my face is really bright when it does that. Gonna turn that off for a hot second. Everyone, let me know if you can see me, hear me, if you hate this song that I'm singing. Looks like it's up and looks like we are going. Alright, cool. So I'm gonna turn that back on. Let me turn this off so that I don't go bright. All right. Hello, everybody. Yay, good. Everything looks good. Hello, Corey. Hello, Savory. Hello, SG, Ian. Pale Veil. Pale Veil. Veil done. Veil. Hopefully I'm saying it right. Veil. No name given. Ninja Welding Limes. Gozer the Gozerian. Cappuccino Crafts. Just Carowin. Who else haven't I has said hi to? Don Nichols, it's good to see you. Let's see. Seal0626, good to see you as well. Who else is in here? Edward Beador, good to see you as well. Geek Filter, hey, it's long time no talk. It's not like we were talking literally just last night. Hello, Macro Matt Ultra, Kitten Corgi, Jessie Daniel, good to see you. I also just watched this week's episode of The Expanse as well, Jessie. I just watched it earlier today, so yeah. How is everyone doing? David Hartley, or Hartney, excuse me. Apologies for saying that wrong at the beginning there. So yeah, today's been a day, especially if you are paying attention at all to U.S. politics, which, you know, if you're not in the U.S., don't. I mean, I know you have to, unfortunately, because the U.S. has so much stuff, but oof. It is a day. I will be honest with everybody. Yeah, it's a Magnus Wolfbane. Well, thank you for being a new fan. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Yeah, it's, Marg, good to see you as well. I like your new profile pic, by the way. I saw that you changed your profile pic, Marg. It's, nice to see it. Jenny, hi as well. Yeah, so yeah, it has been a day, today. You know, I had work today. I was supposed to be doing work, but it's been rough to try and get anything done. So I've been spending the last hour just trying to write my review of Star Trek Discovery Season 3, because that seemed at least fun and kind of distracting. But didn't get very far in that either. Yeah, I don't want to... I mean, we can if everyone wants to. I am open to talking about anything on these live streams, but I also know that these live streams are meant to be fun, sort of distract people, kind of have like a little hangout. But yeah, it has been a rough, it's been a rough day. Been kind of scary and kind of terrifying. Edward, I see your super chat, and I will address it in just a second, but I just want to say this. But thank you for the super chat, and I'll talk more about it in just a second. But yeah, just a quick address what's been going on in the world up front. I almost didn't do this live stream because I didn't know how I was feel about it, but I kind of want to just hang out and talk with everybody and just kind of distract myself and have fun. But yeah, it's been a scary day here in the United States. It's scary to see what is happening in our capital, or my capital, our capital. I don't know if not everyone here obviously is from the United States, but it's probably just a terrifying thing to watch around the world right now. And you know, as I look onto it, I feel like it is a culmination of everything that's happened these past few years. I am saddened by how not surprised I am by it, but no less terrified, I guess is the best way to put it, as a result of that. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out exactly... I was debating exactly what I wanted to say on it. This is what I'll say, and then I'll sort of wrap out, and we can talk about fun things and enjoyable things. Today will end. And it already is looking like it is ending, and things are starting to straighten themselves out in the Capitol. But that makes it no less terrifying and hard to watch. The reason that today did not work and did not end up being much worse than it could have been, and it is pretty bad, is because all of us, so many people, both in the United States and around the world, fought very, very hard. Some people fought a lot harder than I did. I hope that I was able to fight, and I know a lot of you fought as well. But this should be a sign that even though hopefully we start to see a light at the end of the tunnel, as this pandemic hopefully is starting to come to an end. It's still got a lot of hard work to go, but there seems like there's a lot of hard work to go between now and then, but we're starting to see a light at the end of the tunnel for things getting brighter. But that by no means should mean that we should stop fighting. We have got to keep working. We've got to keep fighting and work harder than we ever have before. And I hope that today, for all of its horribleness, is a reminder of that. And I hope that you all know that beyond all of that, beyond the call to action, the call to whatever, just remember that you are loved and that we will get through this, and that at the end of the day, you are here and you exist, and that you are a beautiful, wonderful, amazing person, and we will get through this. That's the most important thing to remember here. No matter how scary it gets, and it will get scary, it might even get scarier than today, you are here and you are beautiful and you are amazing, and we will get through even if it's hard. And that's about all I'll say on it right now. I'm sure I could come up with many more things to say, and I don't want to deny anyone feeling scared or terrified. I have felt scared and terrified all day about it. Truly, I have. There's work that I could not focus on doing today because today was horrible. But we get through. Yeah, I think that's where I'll end it. I think that's where I'll stop on that point. If people want to talk about it, I certainly will give my thoughts on it. But yeah, that's where I'm at. And I see all the hearts, and I'm sending hearts to every single one of you in the chat. Anyone who's watching this after the fact, because I leave these live streams up. Anyone who's here, heart. You are loved and amazing. Where's the camera? There it is. You are loved. And I send you my love and a heart. And if I could, I would hug each and every one of you. So just imagine that there's a big hug going on right now. Okay. All right. That's all I'll talk about that, unless people want me to. If we want to keep talking about that, we can. But let's just have fun. Let's hang out. Let's do the normal live stream thing. I want to acknowledge the 2 super chats that I saw. The first one was from Edward Bedor. Edward, sending you a heart. You are lovely and amazing. For those of you who don't know, if you do a super chat, you get a heart. Everyone gets a heart regardless, but you get a specific heart from me if you do a super chat. So here's that heart for you, Edward. Thank you so much for the super chat. And you said, when in doubt, call Cisco and his super punch hand. Yes, if only we could get Cisco to punch United States democracy in the face and just get him back on track like he did to Q. I wish we could do that. It would certainly make me a lot happier to see that. So that is amazing. Carlisle the Cinephile, here is your heart. Thank you so much for your super chat. You are lovely and amazing and beautiful. You said, could I get a little love and support from you guys, chat? I lost my job right before Christmas and I'm really struggling. It's been really tough. Oh, I am so sorry, Carlisle the Cinephile. For those of you who don't know, Carlisle the Cinephile is a member of this community who's been here for a very long time. I see you in the chats all the time, so that doesn't mean that you wouldn't deserve love even if this was your first live chat, but I just want to acknowledge that and say that you are amazing, and I know you are a wonderful, amazing part of this community, and you are absolutely lovely. I already see people, before I even read out the super chat, were already sending you love, and I would ask everyone in the chat who is listening right now or maybe just joined to send you love, send you a heart, and I send you a big heart and a big hug. Carlisle, you are a wonderful, amazing person, and I am sorry that you lost your job, but also remember that your job is not your value. That is something that many of us in our capitalist society sometimes forget. Believe me, I know it. Believe me, I feel it a lot of the time. You are an amazing, amazing person, and losing your job sucks, and it's scary, and I know it's probably going to be terrifying. I've been there. I've lost jobs twice in my life. It's not easy. So I send you love and know that you are amazing even beyond that, and I give you the biggest hug that I possibly can through a virtual screen. So Carlisle, you are wonderful. I see there are a couple other super chats. Let me jump down real quick. Oh my gosh, Sarah Sweeney, thank you so much. Did I miss another super chat? I feel like I missed one. Well, let me address Sarah's. Sarah, thank you so much. That is a ridiculous super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Here is a heart for you. Sending you the biggest heart that there is. Where is it? There it is. You are lovely and amazing, Sarah. Thank you so much for that super chat. You saying, Carlisle, so sorry, man. Sending love and strength. Got anything set up that I can send some cash at? Yes, Carlisle, if you do have a thing, just tweet it at me. I don't know if it'll allow you to send links here, but tweet it at me and I will tweet it out if you have a Twitter. If not, send me a message on Facebook or Twitter. I have DMs open there. Send me there and I'll share it out on my Twitter. If you have any like GoFundMe's or anything like that that you want to promote, because I will happily do that. And Sarah, thank you for using your super chat to send love to Carlisle. So thank you. I really appreciate that. Vale sends a super chat with just the word hug. Well, first off, Vale, am I saying your name right? Finally, I will check the chat in just a second. Hopefully that is, I'm saying Vale. It's Vale. Vale rhymes with pale. So Vale, done. I hope I'm saying it correctly this week. Vale, thank you so much for the hug. Sending you a heart, and thank you for the super chat. You are amazing and lovely. You and Corey are both lovely and amazing. Fernanda, I also just saw you right above Vale's super chat. You are in the chat as well. Congratulations on your new job. By the way, I heard that you got a new job in our Discord server, so congratulations on that. And you reached out to me earlier, so I just wanted to say that. Congratulations on that. Clockwork. Let's see. Oh, this glorious Clockwork. It's good to see you. Your son is crying. I know your son is a newborn, so that probably is par for the course. Hopefully, he's not crying at any sad things. Just crying because, kid, I hope you're doing well. This glorious Clockwork. And I know I missed a super chat real quick earlier, and then I will get back because I know I'm missing probably a lot in the chat. Because I've been paying attention to super chats here. But Luis Lopez, hopefully I'm saying that name correctly, but Luis, you're saying, Jessie, you are the best. Well, you are amazing, and you are the best, Luis. You are wonderful, and I'm sending you a big heart. Thank you for the super chat, and you are amazing and wonderful. Okay. So I believe I am all caught up on super chat. So let's see where we're at in the chat. Yes, Vale Pale Ale. Says Corey. I got it right. Did I do it correct? I did it the right way. I said Vale. Yes, I did it right. Is right. Yay. I'm very excited about this. It took me so damn long. Now I hope I said it correctly in the Patreon acknowledgments in my video, because I already recorded that and put it in my Wonder Woman video and a few other ones. So hopefully I said your name correctly in the video. My voice is settling for your son. I'm sad that I never got to meet your son. Hopefully one day that will change. This glorious Clockwork. All right, let's see. Gray says, I recently found you on YouTube. I'm currently watching all your videos. I love your view on life. Well, thank you very much, Gray. I really love that. Thank you. I'm very honored and touched that you would say that. I'm glad that you enjoyed this and that you like my channel. So sending you love. Let's see. Steve Ash, Learner Turner. Hi, Jessie. Hi, peeps. Don't panic. The fat old white guy is here. Well, we love having you here, Steve Ash. You are wonderful. Nothing. We were panicking without you. Let's see. The Leprechaun Master 7707. Where did you get the Doctor Who special? Looking for it. Can't find it. Sally, you're talking about the what am I saying? The Revolution of the Daleks, the New Year special. That was on oh god. Well, I actually don't know where it is technically available in the United States. It probably aired on BBC America. I got it my own ways. Let's just put it that way, to be fair. Yes, so I have my own ways of getting things that I won't say on a public forum. But probably it's available on like BBC America or something like that. I'm not entirely sure where it's available in the States. I thought it would be available. Maybe it's on HBO Max. I know all Doctor Who's on HBO Max, but it wasn't showing up that, because I tried to watch it on HBO Max initially, but it wasn't on there. on New Year's Day. So it might be up there now. I'm not entirely sure how that works, so we'll see. Yeah, Arg Matey says Savory Lemon. Yeah, something like that. Sarah, you sent another super chat. Well, you get another heart. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that for the super chat. Here is your lovely, lovely heart for a lovely, lovely person. You said the sales commission have been unfortunate lately, and I've always been the type that wants to throw some money at people I care in addition to paying for my bills. Well, thank you so much. I am very, very thankful for that, and I am very, very honored and touched. So thank you so much, and I'm thankful that you wanted to share and support me. That is very, very meaningful. I'm hoping, on that note, I'm hoping to do some charity streams later this year, or earlier this year. I am starting, this is something I'm going to be talking about soon enough, but I am planning on doing more video game live streams and more live streams in general this year, for two reasons. One, I want to do just more live streams, hang out with everybody, chat with everybody, and I want to have an excuse to game while doing that. I also want to have more avenues to do charity stuff, because I feel like I haven't done enough of that. And then the third thing is live streams do help pay the bills for numerous reasons, both for super chats, and they just do well in the algorithm. And I'm also going to do more stuff on Twitch. And I am going to be talking about this in a video that's going to come up at the end of the month, which is going to be my big update for the month. But I am going to be aiming to do this channel full-time by hopefully the end of the year, and I'll be talking more about that, but I am aiming to do that. So part of that is going to be doing more live streams and stuff. So thank you so much for your super chat, and I greatly appreciate that. Let's see, Corey Bosse, I really like your channel. I'm a huge Star Trek fan, and I've been binging all your videos. You're awesome. Well, you are awesome, Cora. I really hope I said your last name Bosse correctly, but Cora, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the channel. I hope you have fun. I hope you like it. I try to make it fun. We'll see how it all goes. Yes, Jennifer, I did get the... I'll be talking about this in the full video. I am still doing that full-time job. I am liking doing that full-time job. But to be fair, I will say they have not full-time hired me. I am still a contract employee. And again, I'll talk about that in my full-time video. As sort of like I discuss where I'm at in my life and why I want to try and aim to do this thing full-time. But we'll talk about that when I have that video sort of... when I have that sort of set. Let's see. Miss Wicked Wolf, did you watch the ball drop? I did not watch. Well, so I love my family. I was visiting family on let's see. I was visiting family on New Year's Day, and so New Year's Eve we were all watching TV, and we watched Master and Commander. Which is the first time I've ever seen Master Commander, and dear gosh, that movie is amazing. Master and Commander, wonderful film. But we ended up missing the New York ball drop because I was in New Mexico visiting family, and it was a few hours off, obviously because of time zones and stuff. And so I wanted to just rewatch the ball drop, the New York ball drop, because that was much more exciting. I always like the New York ball drop, or even the LA ball drop, which would have been an hour later. So I would have rather watched one of those two. But my dad is just weird, and he's like, no, let's watch the New Mexico one, even though, because that one's the one that's on time. And we just watched this like really awkward event with the Santa Fe mayor and then some local news anchor doing the event, which is fine. I'm not disparaging those two at all, but they are neither of the two people that were doing the Santa Fe mayor had like zero, like has rolled like a 0 on their charisma points in D&D. So it was kind of like, eh. But I was remembering, it's like, Dad, you could put on the rerun of the ball drop. We can fake it and be much more interesting. But no, he wanted to watch that, which, whatever, his house. I was just there. So, yeah, so I did watch the ball drop. It wasn't particularly fascinating. And Eowyn, excuse me if I'm saying Aaron. I for some reason, I can never remember that in my brain. My apologies. For saying your name wrong, but thank you for super chat, sending you a heart. Got to go. It's late here. Stay safe, live long, and prosper. Same to you. You are amazing, wonderful, and thank you for joining for the little time that you're here. I really do appreciate you you being here. Let's see. Everyone's asking about two things. Let's see. Master Commander is such a good movie. Yeah, I will say what got me about Master Commander is it's such a well done movie, but it felt like a Star Trek movie. And to be very honest with you, like if you took Russell Crowe and made him Kirk, and then you took why am I blanking on his name? The actor who plays Vision in the Marvel movies. He's in that movie as the Doctor. He reads like a weird combination of Spock and McCoy in that movie. And so if you sort of like transplant those two archetypes on there, I think that movie just really works as a Star Trek movie. I almost felt like the episode, it felt like a really well done version of, not that this episode was bad, but it felt like a really well done version of Balance of Terror and Wrath of Khan. Like combine those two parts of Star Trek and made them at the actual sea, and you'd get Master and Commander. It was very, very good. I was very impressed. Paul Bettany, thank you everybody. Paul Bettany, he is absolutely wonderful. Saw some people asking about The Expanse, and I will talk about that in a second, but I got a few super chats that I just want to quick acknowledge. Luis can't stay, but good luck to everyone. Thank you so much. You are lovely and amazing. Thank you for showing up, and I hope you had a good time for the small amount of time that you were here. Sending you love. Dash Fat Bastard, it's good to see you. You are wonderful and amazing. Hell of a day, Jess. Tough times at Olympia. Be safe. Yes, most definitely. I spoke about that earlier in the stream, so I don't want to dive too much into it. But thank you. I definitely agree, Dash, and sending you love and sending you a heart. Thank you for the super chat. A few other super chats. Amir, apologies if I say your name incorrectly. I am I am terrible at pronouncing names. So Amir Al-Hadawan. Apologies if I mispronounced that, but thank you so much for the super chat. I finally caught one of these streams, LOL. Well, sending you a heart. Well, I'm glad that you are here, and I'm glad you're on the stream. You are wonderful and amazing. Sending you a heart. And Corey, days like this make me so much... Days like today make me so thankful to have this community to lean on. We are stronger together. So much love to Jessie, Gender, and everyone here. Well, so much love to you, Corey and Vale. You are both lovely, and it is so wonderful to have you in this community, like both here on the channel and Discord and Patreon and all that stuff. You two are easily some of the... Not that everyone here is beautiful and wonderful and amazing, so I don't want to seem like I'm disparaging or giving a backhanded compliment to everyone else, but you and Vale are both really essential and wonderful members of my channel's community that I'm so honored to have both of you here. As I feel about all of you. You are all beautiful and amazing people, but just want to specifically call out Corey and Vale because they are both wonderful, wonderful human beings who I'm just so honored to have met through this channel, and I think add wonderful things to this channel. So thank you to both of you. Let me just fix my hair here because I am, if not a bit... See, this is the thing. When I was never that vain. I didn't care that much about my looks. I wanted to look nice, especially after I came out. But I've just noticed in my life, especially since I edit my videos right now and I look at myself all day, that I just get so much more critical of my looks. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my hair. Ugh. You just get so much more picky about your body. And now I'm like, oh, I get movie star. Not that I'm like a movie star or anything like that, but I get movie stars and they're just like, yeah, I need to look pretty and nice. It's like, yeah, when you look at yourself all the freaking time, you can't help it. So I'm like, oh, my hair is not perfectly set. Where's that hair setting? I can't wait till... I'm honestly just looking forward till until the pandemic's over so I can get a haircut. I haven't had a haircut since this thing started, and to get a tattoo. I'm planning on getting a tattoo on my wrists as soon as this is done. So that'll be definitely a thing that's going on. Punk Rock Zoologist, you are absolutely lovely. Thank you for the super chat. By the way, Punk Rock Zoologist does a wonderful podcast called The Vedic Assembly, which is about Star Trek Deep Space Nine, that I absolutely love and have guested on. I'm not saying that I love them because I guested on it. I liked them before and I still like them after. But Punk Rock Zoologist is a wonderful podcast called Vedic Assembly that you should 100% check out. But you say, was feeling... Oh, and I didn't give you your heart. Here's your heart, Punk Rock Zoologist, for being a wonderful, amazing human being. Was feeling really down this time last week. Much better now, though. Thanks for all the positive times at my Thursday mornings. Well, thank you. I'm glad to give you these. I will say the live streams are going... Next week will be the last live stream on Wednesdays. I'm going to be switching live streams to Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'll be doing 2 live streams. I'll talk about that in the videos coming up. But just, switching these to Thursday. So it'll be your Friday mornings coming up in just a little bit. Well, thank you, Yets. You say, shut up your gorgeous heart. Well, thank you. I know I'm pretty... No, I believe me. My brain alternates between being like, hey, you look pretty good, and you look awful, and you're terrible. But yeah, you just notice it. I stare at myself for hours when I edit a video of myself, and so you can't help but think it's like, oh, my hair's off. Don't like my hair, or ooh, my chin looks weird today. Believe me, it's a thought I've had. I don't know why. FFS is definitely a thing that I think about while I edit myself quite a bit. So That's for another video that I'm planning on doing at some point about why I want FFS, and I'll be getting that hopefully. I plan on doing a video about getting FFS when I get FFS, which we'll see when that happens. I'm trying to set that up now, but I'm just getting my healthcare set up now, which is going to be a pain. So talk about that later on. Milan Rotar, Jessie, glad that YouTube recommended your channel. I am glad that YouTube recommended my channel, not just because, you know, more subs are nice, but just because having you here is absolutely wonderful and amazing. So, like, that is the thing. Like, I am just glad that... One of the things that I'm glad for is, like, this channel is growing pretty fast and pretty steadily, and I'm so excited about that. But what I'm very glad for in a lot of ways and have, like, thought about is that this channel has not, like, taken off. Like there was, like, one really big video that this channel just, like, exploded, and I got a ton of subscribers. Because what I really love about the way that this channel has grown, not to, like, pat myself on the back, but I think it's just the mysterious ways of the algorithm, has been that, like, it's grown, like, fast enough to feel like, oh yeah, this channel's growing, but slow enough that I feel like I've gotten to at least, like, get a handle on everything and get to know people and really, like, help, like, build this community in a really beautiful way, which has been helped by all of you being really beautiful people. And so, like, I'm just glad for that. I'm glad that this channel has, I felt, has grown in a really beautiful way, which is not just on me, but on all of you for being beautiful and amazing. So anyways, enough patting myself on the back and patting you on the back. We can all talk about how wonderful we are, because y'all are wonderful. The Scotch Trekker, hi Jessie, enjoying your show. Well, thank you so much for the super chat and sending you love. So here's that. All right, let's talk about some stuff. I've just been, like, talking about it's just telling everyone that they're wonderful, which hey, if this is just a live stream, it's just me and Howard just saying I love everybody, I'm okay with that. But I did want to mention, someone asked me about my thoughts on The Expanse. Loving The Expanse this season. This is this season of The Expanse is based on my second favorite book in the series, called Nemesis Games. And I won't spoil if you haven't seen The Expanse. So if you're watching The Expanse, I won't say anything specifically about the plot. But this season is based on my second favorite book, and it is absolutely wonderful. I think it's like this. It's a wonderful, like, Empire Strikes Back season where, like, all the characters are split off and separated from each other and have to sort of deal with their own personal demons in a really interesting way, and come all back together. I will probably be doing a season-long review when the season's over. So once the season finishes, I'll probably be doing sitting down and doing a review of it. But I will say I've been loving this season so far. And Amos is still my baby. It's been really nice. So, Corey, you're trying to convince Vale to watch The Expanse with you. All right. I'm talking right now. I'm talking to Vale. Okay, this is me talking right to you, Vale. The Expanse is wonderful, and I think it's great. It is dark. It is a darker show than most science fiction shows. But unlike something like, let's say, Battlestar Galactica, or I'm trying to think, like, other expressly sort of dark shows, unlike other dark science fiction shows, I feel like The Expanse has this, like, beauty underneath it, this, like, belief in humanity at its core that I feel like makes it very akin to Star Trek in a lot of ways. It's not as bright of a future as Star Trek, obviously, but it does have that core, like, humans are good. I will say, like, I think the best way I can describe it is, if Star Trek is showing what humanity can achieve if Star Trek is showing what humanity can achieve if we move beyond our limitations, The Expanse shows us what we can achieve in spite of our limitations. Like, our limitations are still there, but we can move beyond them in these few moments of being beautiful. And so I think that that's the best way. Ferdinand, you say, I second Corey, this community saved my life today, sending love to everyone. Well, I am so glad that this community helped you, Ferdinand. And you are Fernanda. I don't know why I said you're Ferdinand, but I'm sorry. That was my brain being weird. Sorry, that was my apologies to you. Fernanda, sending you a heart for the super chat. And yes, I am so glad that this community helped you. It's definitely helped me today. Like, I honestly, I'll be honest, this would be whoa, God, seriously, I'm actually shocked. Like, it's been 30 minutes since this live stream started. It does not feel like that. It does not feel like 30 minutes has passed. That's actually, I would, if I had to guess, I would have said 10 minutes had passed. Jeez. Wow, I'm actually legitimately like kind of shocked. Well, what I was saying was I started when I jumped on the stream, I was actually very tired. I didn't really feel. You can probably go back and rewind and see that I'm like kind of a little bit off my game. But every time I do this, I just feel so much better. So thank you, everybody. I really appreciate that. Wow, I'm actually like, I'm like legitimate. I'm like, is my clock wrong? I'm legitimately shocked it's been 30 minutes. I would not have guessed that at all. Let's see. What does everyone want to talk about? Council of Geeks is a sexier Wonder Woman than Gal Gadot, full stop. Yes. I think they should recast Wonder Woman. Council of Geeks in there. I don't know if Council of Geeks is watching. Sometimes she watches this, but 100%. Let's start a campaign for Council of Geeks for Wonder Woman. I am here for that. I wonder what superhero would I be? See, my favorite superhero is Harley Quinn at the moment. I love Harley Quinn, but I don't think I am definitely not a Harley Quinn type. I'm trying to think who I would be. Let me know what you think. I'm actually more... Everyone always asks me what they think I am. What do you think I am? Does anyone else... I'm curious in the chat what superhero you think I would be if I was like... I feel like... this is going to sound very, very... I hope this does not come across as like... patting my own back. But I feel like Captain America. Or Superman kind of too, but I feel like I'm not as... Well, I don't know. I feel like Captain America, because Captain America is like gets disillusioned a little bit more. like he's like stands up for these values. There's like the veneer of patriotism on him, but he's just sort of like much more disillusioned. Like, ooh, this is what Captain America is. Ooh, I don't, or this is what America is. I'm not entirely sure I agree with all that, but I stand up for our values. That I do believe in. So maybe Captain America, Supergirl. That's actually, I love that Cappuccino Crest. Supergirl, Huntress. I'm Huntress from Bird of Prey, trying to bring down everybody and kill the rich. That's who I am. Captain Marvel. I could see Captain Marvel. I don't know if I have as much of a problem. Well, Captain Marvel, like, took a little bit of time to, like, start speaking her mind and feeling confident in herself. And I guess that sort of matches me quite a bit. I've definitely felt that. I don't know, so there's something a little bit, like, there's something about, like, I don't know if I necessarily identify as much with Captain Marvel. I definitely like Captain Marvel, don't get me wrong. I think Brie Larson's great. But I don't know if I identify into her as much as I could. I feel like I identify a lot with Steve. I identify a lot with Superman in the comics, not so much like Zack Snyder's Superman. I don't really identify with him at all, but, oh, yes, Stavin, I could definitely see myself being Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. I 100% could see myself being her, just being like, ooh, look at all these cool people. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Yeah, I could definitely see myself being Kamala Khan. Miss Wicked Wolf says, what do you prefer? Who do you prefer? Black Widow, Peggy Carter, Scarlet Witch, Captain Marvel, or Gamora? Ooh. I think ranking them, I would probably put Gamora in #1. Just because I love badass women who, like, can kick butt, and I don't identify with Gamora at all. She is definitely way, way different than me, but definitely, definitely the type of character that I really, really love. So, Gamora #1. I would probably put Peggy Carter at #2 for kind of the same reasons. She's definitely kick butt and takes no nonsense. Definitely has a plan. Is very, very smart. So I'd probably put Peggy Carter at #2. Then Scarlet Witch. I always just found Scarlet Witch to be kind of interesting. I'm very excited for WandaVision. Which, by the way, do people want me to? I'm trying to look for another show to review. I know people like week to week now that Star Trek Discovery is going to be done tonight. The finale of Discovery tonight. I'm very excited about that, by the way. So I'm looking for another show. I don't want to review The Expanse week to week just because I kind of want to just enjoy that show without having to put analysis mode on the brain for that show. So I'm just saving that for my own, like, self-enjoyment. But I'm looking for something else. WandaVision might actually be a good show. I'm curious if anyone wants my thoughts on WandaVision, or if there's another show out there. Oh, Council of Geeks, we were just talking about you. All terrible things. Good to see you. You're lovely. But yeah, let me know if there's a WandaVision or if there's any other things that people want me to review. Anyway, so back to that list. I would say then I would probably put Captain Marvel underneath Scarlet Witch. And then Black Widow at the bottom. For some reason, Black Widow just never clicked with me. I don't dislike Black Widow, especially as she appears in the movies. But for some reason, I just never really clicked with with Black Widow. Same thing with Bucky. Never really clicked with Bucky all that much either. Don't know what it was like one of those things that I really couldn't put my finger on. I couldn't tell you why I didn't click with Black Widow or why I didn't click with Bucky all that much. But for some reason, those are two characters in the MCU that I just never really gelled with for some reason. I don't know why. So let's see. Bacasta asked, if they brought Daredevil to the MCU and recasted him, would you like to see him be played by a blind actor? Yes, number one. Perhaps a stunt double could do all the stunts. Yeah, I think so too. I think we need to see more people with disabilities being represented within Star Trek. I think one of the, or not Star Trek, in the MCU and superheroes just shows in general. One of the things that I really loved about this is the most minor of spoilers for Star Trek Discovery, but if you have not seen last episode, this is a small spoiler. I won't say any plot details, but Kenneth Mitchell, who was an actor who played a lot of Klingons in previous seasons of Star Trek Discovery, and he's also appeared. He's basically like the Jeffrey Combs of modern Star Trek. He just is the actor that appears in a lot of different roles throughout modern Star Trek and in a bunch of the different shows. And he was unfortunately diagnosed with ALS, which means he lost the ability to walk very recently. But what I was really excited to see was that they not only found a way to bring him back in the latest season of Star Trek Discovery. He does come back again, but he actually is, he's in a floaty sci-fi wheelchair, which I thought was really wonderful. Like, no one really acknowledges it. No one really points it out. No one says, I mean, I think there's like a small scene about it within the episode, but it's not really like drawn attention to, and no one looks down on him or ever feels bad for him. It's just like, he's in a wheelchair, and that's amazing. And I honestly think we just need to, need to see more of that in general in Star Trek. I think the only other disabled character I can think of within Star Trek off the top of my head, there might be a couple others, but Geordi obviously is the big one. And I don't feel like they ever really used his blindness full. It's not that you need to justify his blindness. In fact, that's part of why I liked him, is that they didn't have a lot of stories. But I also feel like they didn't address it as well as they could have as well when they did want to represent that he was part of the disabled community. So I think we just need to see more of that in general in Star Trek for so many other people. For so many other identities. So going back to the initial thing, Daredevil, because I kind of lost the track there. Yes, if they did bring Daredevil, I think it would be really, really nice of them to bring in a blind actor and then have a stunt double do the stunts for the actor, which they already kind of did for Daredevil anyways in the show, which I love the show, don't get me wrong, but he was clearly not doing all of those stunts, so I think they could have cast a blind actor. Let's see. Stav and C, have you seen the animated film Superman versus the Elite? I did. I liked it. It's been a minute since I've seen it though. I'm trying to remember. That's the one where they had gosh, the guy who I can't remember I vaguely remember. I can't really speak on it because I honestly don't remember it all that well. Did I miss a super chat? I thought I just saw a super chat, but I might just be insane. Or it might just be... Yes, I did miss a super chat. I am so sorry. My apologies, everybody. Jally Fritz, sorry for missing your super chat. Sending you a heart. This is a heart for you, Jally. Sorry about missing a super chat. It's like I knew I had saw one, and I logged it, but I was in the middle of a rant. So sending you a heart. Thank you so much for the super chat and sending you love. Jally asks, hey, Jessie, thanks to your J.K. Rowling rant, I picked up writing again. Oh my gosh, well, that is amazing. Due to my research on LGBTQ topics representation, I realized I am part of the community and not a freak or weird. Thank you. Well, first off, congratulations on all of those things. That is absolutely amazing. Like, I am honored that I was able to help in whatever way that I was able to help for you. But, like, beyond me, like, I am so glad you're writing again, and I'm so glad that you, like, feel like you are not a freak, that you're not strange or weird, that you are part of a beautiful community, not just, you know, this channel's community, which you are welcome to consider yourself a part of, and I welcome you here, but the LGBTQ community, you are absolutely beautiful and amazing and wonderful, and I'm so glad to hear about all those things about you, and I hope that, you know, that is just the beginning of this new journey for you. And like I said, I am so honored and thankful that I got to help in any way that I did for that, so sending you love for that. Let's see. Manchester Black. Thank you, Stephen C. Manchester Black, which was played by David Ajala in Supergirl, who is now on Star Trek. So there's the connection. There we are. It all comes back to Star Trek eventually. But yeah, Superman vs. the Elite. I don't really remember that movie. I have vague recollections of it. And I remember liking it quite a bit because I thought, again, I can't speak to the specifics of it, but in general, what I vaguely remember about the film is what I liked about it was that it kind of set up an interesting philosophical argument for Superman, because a lot of the problem with these Superman movies, especially the animated movies, I think in particular actually weirdly have this problem, is that they kind of just have like big punchy, it's like, yeah, Superman's gonna punch some stuff and he's got stuff going on in his life. It's like, hey, Superman dealing with stuff in his life and then has to go punch some things, which isn't necessarily bad, but they don't really gel well. So I always thought Superman versus the Elite, if I recall if I'm thinking about the right film, I thought there was a good philosophical argument for Superman that I think it was like, again, I might be misremembering it. I think it was like the argument was like Superman should take a more active role in world politics and world stage. I think that's what that storyline was, but I vaguely may misremember. That's actually why it's that same sort of storyline. Oh, this is gonna be my hot take of the live stream, by the way. It's why I like Superman 4: The Quest for Peace. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. I actually like Superman 4: The Quest for Peace. Don't get me wrong, it's terribly done. It's terribly executed, but I like the idea of that film. I like the idea that Superman's like, all right, I'm going to round up all the nuclear missiles. I mean, it's the same plot that they used for the comic book of Injustice. If anyone reads the Injustice comics, which I highly recommend, I think the Injustice comics are amazing. But that's kind of weirdly the same plot as Star Trek 4: The Quest for Peace, if Superman was just more evil about it. Like, if Superman became evil, it would be Injustice. If Superman did it good, it's Superman 4: The Quest for Peace. But I like the idea of Superman 4: The Quest for Peace. I just think it's badly played out. But I think the idea of Superman 4: The Quest for Peace. Let me put it this way: Superman 3 is a more solid movie, but I think has a less interesting concept. Whereas Superman 4: The Quest for Peace, I actually think is a really good concept, just badly played out. I think that's sort of that's my hot take on the Superman movies. So yeah. Homebody says, so lovely to watch your channel and live streams, but we'll sign off as I'm older and guess I don't have anything relevant to contribute always. Oh, Homebody, you always... Hey. I don't know if you've already logged off or not, but you are always, wonderful and welcome here. Like, I've seen you comment here before. Don't ever feel like you don't have anything older, that because if you're older or anything that you don't have anything to contribute. That's obviously untrue. You are amazing and wonderful, regardless of your age. I apologize if you feel like I've maybe missed some of your comments, but that's by no means me, saying anything mean about you. It's just I'm missing comments. There's a lot of comments, so I can obviously not respond to all of them. So by no means is me, if this goes to anybody. If I don't see your comment, if I don't respond to your comment, that is not me saying screw you or me hating on you or anything like that. It's just there's a lot of comments, and if I sat here and tried to respond to every single one of the comments, I would probably be here for the rest of my life. So I do want to just say that I do apologize if I missed your comment, but it's not a slight against anybody. If I do have a problem, and I've done this before, if I do see a comment that I have a problem with, I will say so. But I have not seen that. But again, I have not had a chance to read every single one. But if I do have a problem with anything that anyone has said, I would say that. So you have done nothing wrong, Homebody, at least as far as I have seen here. So don't worry about that. Anyways, Ryan Kennedy asks, Jessie, what do you hope for / want to see in the Orville season 3? Good question. See, what I found interesting about the Orville kind of now is sitting in this weird, interesting place. Because what I liked about it was that it kind of felt like comfort food compared to Star Trek Discovery. Like, Star Trek Discovery was, and Picard to a degree too, after the fact, but Discovery was a show that was trying to do something bold and new. And it was taking big swings with Star Trek, which is what I want Star Trek to do. Like, does Star Trek Discovery always work? No. I think it swings. It swings and it sometimes whiffs it, and when it whiffs it, it whiffs hard. I think it makes big mistakes with the franchise, but it is trying to, hit that home run. And for the Orville, I thought it was not necessarily taking those big swings. It was just sort of like, just trying to hit to base, trying to overuse this sports metaphor. And I thought all of it was fairly solid, especially in season 2, where I really felt that show started to find its voice, because the first season, while solid, felt like it was just like sort of average to bad Star Trek episodes with a little bit more jokes in them. It felt like one of those episodes of Next Generation where it was like, yeah, I liked that, where you like watch it and you like say, yeah, I like that episode, but we never really talk about it all that much. That's really what the first season felt like. Season 2 felt like it was, kind of still that same thing, but it started to be like more of the better Star Trek The Next Generation episodes. So it still felt like a little bit like comfort food. But now, because we've had Lower Decks, because Star Trek Discovery is some, I think matured in a really interesting way, and because we have Strange New Worlds coming out, that all of the things that I found unique about the Orville as compared to what Star Trek was doing right now, have kind of been taken by Star Trek. Obviously, we haven't seen Strange New Worlds, the Captain Pike show, but that show is going to be much more episodic, like the Orville was. I think the comedy aspect of the Orville is now kind of being done, in my opinion, kind of better than the Orville has done so. Lower Decks is doing that. So, that being said, what do I want the Orville to be now? Well, what I hope it is, considering all these things, and I also let me also be clear on this too. I am comparing the Orville to Star Trek, which some people may argue is unfair to it because it is not a Star Trek show, but the show itself invites that comparison. It wants to be, it basically is a Star Trek show and wants to be seen as a Star Trek show. So the comparison may be unfair to it, but I think the show also invites it on itself. So I think, sort of thinking about it, what I would want it to do is try to find its own voice a little bit more. I started to feel like in season 2, it was starting to find its own voice, but it still felt like it was aping Star Trek to a large degree. That it was trying to be a sort of modern take on The Next Generation, but I think in a way it still felt a little bit regressive. I think that the show could be a little bit bolder about exploring its own universe and exploring its own unique ideas, sort of separate from Star Trek. In fact, I think the strongest aspect of that show was the aliens that it had built for itself, namely the oh god, I'm blanking on their names, but Bortus, the species that Bortus was a part of, the all-male Mocklins, that's what they are, the Mocklin Society. I found the Mocklins to be very interesting in their sort of like look at sexism and sexuality and gender as well. I think the show kind of muddled it a little bit, but I found that to be a very interesting take, and I liked that the show sort of slowly kind of built that idea of like, we're technically allies with these people, but how can we stay allies with people that are so counterintuitive to our values? And so I think that is I think that what I would like the Orville Season 3 to do would be to follow that thread. To not just that specific one, but follow the things that I think are unique to the Orville and really draw those out. And yes, you can still, do Star Trek stuff. It's clearly inspired by Star Trek, but I think find its own footing a little bit separately from just being a sort of lukewarm Star Trek, and sort of follow its own voice a little bit more. And I think that will make it stand out in a much more beautiful way. And so that's what I kind of hope from the Orville. And from everything I read about what Seth MacFarlane wants to do, I think that is kind of what they were aiming for before the pandemic sort of locked them down a little bit. The other thing too that I will say about it is I want their takes to be I want their points of view and their takes to be a little bit clearer. I think that one of the problems that I had with the Orville, sorry, I'm going off in the Orville, apologies to the chat, but one of the problems I also had with the Orville is I felt like a few of their messages were a bit muddled from time to time, that they didn't necessarily have a clear take on something because they were trying to be funny rather than like have a clear idea and concept. So I think refining their opinions on stuff and having a little bit of a hotter take than others, I think would do wonders for that show. So that's what I'm kind of looking for in the Orville going forward. Anyways, that was a long answer. I guess I had way more opinions on the Orville than I actually thought. And yes, I will be reviewing the Orville Season 3 episode by episode. I will be reviewing the Orville episode by episode when it comes out, whenever that season starts going. So Have you started reading the Dark Veil yet? Have I started? What is the Dark Veil? Why am I blanking on what Dark Veil is? Oh, Dark Veil, the new Star Trek book. Yes, I feel like I should do it. Yes, I have. I'm almost done finishing it, actually. For those of you who don't know, I am going to be doing a review on that, by the way. Ooh, sorry, I got an email from work. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything important. And I got a call. Wow. I look away for a second, and like a billion things happen on my phone. Anyways, yes. For those of you who don't know, let's see if I can show you. Right here, Dark Veil. Got it right here. For those of you who don't know, there's a new Star Trek Picard novel that follows Captain Riker and Deanna Troi and their son Thad, who you may know from the reference. I won't spoil that show if you haven't seen Star Trek Picard, but you know, Riker and Troi have a son named Thad, who is referenced in Star Trek Picard in a particular way. The book takes place years before Star Trek Picard, and it follows them on the USS Titan. And so far, I will be doing a review on the book. I think if I finish the book, I'm hoping to finish it today or tomorrow. The review will be going up on Monday of the book, and I think it is. I think it's very, very good. To give you my quick takes on it, I think it's a very, very good story that fits well within. It fits well as a Star Trek Picard story in particular, but also still feels like its own thing doing the USS Titan thing. So, yeah, very, very much enjoying it. Very much like it. And Fernanda says, "How can you read so fast?" I don't. I have the audiobook. That's why. That is why I was able to read it so fast. I just listened to the audiobook. So. Oh, and my downstairs neighbor, you might hear some guitar. My downstairs neighbor is playing guitar right now, which, by the way, my downstairs neighbor, very nice guy. His guitar playing is actually very good. His singing is terrible. I feel very bad about saying that, but I don't like his singing voice. I think it's terrible, and it always grates on me. His guitar playing is very solid, though. Let's see. Let's see. Miss Wicked Wolf, if Disney purchased Star Trek, what would your reaction be? I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't like that at all. I have particular problems with Disney. Number one, I have a problem with Disney being so much of a monopoly as it is. I think it is stifling creativity. I think Disney, it does have some strong films here and there, but I think they have mastered the art of making good films, very rarely great films. And that extends to their franchises as well. I mean, look at Star Wars. I think for the most part, Star Wars is good right now, not great. I liked The Mandalorian, but I did not love The Mandalorian. And I think it got kind of, especially without spoiling the end of that season 2, I won't say what happens, but it kind of got mired a little bit in nostalgia, and I was kind of saddened by that. But overall, I think they have been good with stuff, not great with stuff, and I think they don't allow things to take as many risks as they should. I think the one place that they really are taking risks is with Marvel, and that's because Marvel was doing its own thing, and they just basically were like, all right, we're not going to mess with it. Marvel, you do what you do, and we will let you, we will sort of leave you alone for the most part. I'm sure they had some opinions, but it seems like Kevin Feige has just got a strong hold on that, and I'm glad that he has a great creative voice. Everything else that Disney has control is just sort of like kind of blahs in the end. And so what I am appreciating about Star Trek today, what I really like about Star Trek today is that not everything works. I think, like I said about Discovery, but I think this extends to all of Star Trek, is that it is taking big, bold swings. And not all of them are hitting. Some of them are big whiffs. Like Star Trek Picard Season 1, how that show ended was a big swing and a miss for me. But I appreciate that they are taking those big swings and they are taking those big risks, that it is something kind of new with each show. And so, you know, there are things that I can say about Star Trek that I don't like, some things that I like about Star Trek that I do like nowadays, but I do at least that part of it, that they are sort of taking these big, bold swings, I appreciate. And I feel like if Disney ever bought Star Trek, that would not be the case. I don't think that they would give it that chance. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking at some of the things. Talking about Star Wars, EA needs to let go of the license. Yeah, I don't disagree, Ian Manning. I especially towards the beginning, EA, Electronic Arts, which owns the rights to the Star Wars video games, I don't think that they were doing too great with it. I think recently they've been doing a little bit better. I particularly like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I thought that was actually a really, really solid. I actually really like Jedi Fallen Order. I thought that was a really great game. I played. I'm blanking on what it was, but the Star Wars the VR X-Wing TIE Fighter game that they released. I'm blanking on the name of it for some reason. But I played that and I actually thought that was pretty solid too. I don't really love flight simulator-y kind of games. They never really get me that much, but the game I think had a solid story, really well presented, and really well done, and the gameplay was solid for what it was. It's not the type of gameplay that hits me as like, this is super exciting, but for those people who do like those sort of things, that like the old school like TIE Fighter games, I thought that it was a really great game. It just wasn't for me. So I think that the EA is doing better with it, but I honestly, yeah, I would love to see them take the tact of what Marvel is doing with their video game license, which is just sort of like giving the license to specific teams that they think that can do something really unique with them. Like I think the Marvel, the Insomniac Spider-Man games, especially Miles. I love Miles Morales so much. The Marvel Miles Morales game. I think that is those games are tons of fun, and I like that. Avengers game did not pay off so well. I thought the story of the Avengers in the Square Enix Avengers game, I thought the story was actually really good. I liked that it actually focused on Kamala Khan. I just thought the gameplay was kind of bland, but again, I like that it was sort of a big swing, kind of a corporate miss because they were trying to loot box it and make it a games as service thing, which is dumb. I hate games. I honestly, I just hate games as service, period, to be quite honest with you. But I would like to see that approach a little bit more for Star Wars. They just sort of like give this, give that. What I really want though is more Star Trek video games. We have not had we had Star Trek Bridge Crew. I think it was like the last there's the small like, you know, phone games that Star Trek has, but Bridge Crew I think was the last big Star Trek game that came out, and it was fine. It wasn't bad, but it was one of those like, didn't really pique my interest all that much. It was nice to it was like one of those like, oh cool, I'm on the bridge of the Enterprise, which was like nice for 30 minutes, and then I kind of got bored. So yeah, I want more Star Trek games. Council of Geeks, looks like you're heading out. Well, it's good to see you. Sorry I didn't say hi to you as much, but it was good to see you, Council of Geeks. Let's see. But yeah, so yeah, I would just love more Star Trek games in general. Jessica Duane, is Enterprise worth watching? I'm a bit into season 1 and still skeptical. You are asking the right person, or the most biased person. Yes, I think Star Trek Enterprise is very much worth watching. You know, I'm a huge fan of it. I love it for all its weird quirks and strange. It's a very strange show. I will say season 2 gets a little bit better. There are still some valleys in season 2. Particularly the episode of Night in Sickbay is a particular low point for Star Trek in general. That is basically that show's threshold from Star Trek Voyager. But I generally like. I think Star Trek Enterprise is very good. And especially season 3 and 4 I think are actually some of the best Star Trek there is. Period. Like season 3 and 4 of Star Trek Enterprise I think are some of the best Star Trek. Seasons 1 and 2 of Star Trek Enterprise I have a weird love and affinity for, because it has some it's like the best parts of Star Trek and the worst parts of Star Trek in Star Trek Enterprise season 1 and 2, and I love it sort of like weirdness of that show. But but if you're just looking for a solid quality show, I think there are some moments in seasons 1 and 2 that are actually very, very good and expand the lore of Star Trek fairly well. But season 3 is where that show really sort of hits off qualitatively. So yes, very much think Star Trek Enterprise is definitely worth watching. But yeah, so. Yeah, I agree, punk rock zoologist. I wish there was a single Star Trek RPG in the style of a Bethesda game, or I think someone else said it, like Mass Effect. I think Star Trek is like a Mass Effect game. I think would work very, very well. I think a Mass Effect Star Trek would actually work wonderfully. And it would really, I mean, the problem with, I think, Star Trek games of the past is they always tried to ape other styles of gameplay that were on at the time, and because gaming was still relatively young, the types of Star Trek games that were allowed to be made, just because they were trying to be like other games, like a text adventure or a shooting game or like a first-person shooter, those don't really match Star Trek all that much. But nowadays, video games have grown so much that there's a lot more of a genre, a lot more genres to play with, and I think genres that match Star Trek a little bit more. But like Mass Effect, I think, is the big one. And And yeah, I also said like games as service that I don't love. That's part of why I don't like Star Trek Online. I think Star Trek Online, from what I've not played much Star Trek Online. From what I've heard, Star Trek Online is has a lot of really good story, but the gameplay for me just didn't look like anything particularly interesting, which just sucks because the story sounds amazing. There's probably some of the best Star Trek stuff, best Star Trek stories in Star Trek Online, but unfortunately, it's kind of not something I really, really love. So I am going to wrap out in just a second, everybody. But if is there anything else anyone else wants to talk about or think about, before I wrap out? Just checking to see if there's the chat, just seeing if anything else was amazing. Assassin's Creed is one of my favorite. I love Assassin's Creed games. I'm not so much a big fan on the recent Assassin's Creed games from Origin. Like, I liked Odyssey quite a bit. I've been meaning to play Valhalla. I own it, but I haven't had a chance to really sit down and sync. I've been too busy to play Valhalla, but I have not loved the like RPG inning of Assassin's Creed. But I actually before that, from Syndicate and all the way back, I played and beat every single Assassin's Creed game and loved them. So let's wrap out. I think I'm gonna end here. But I have a few things to say before I go and before I bid everyone goodbye. Like I said at the top, for those of you who probably have joined since the live stream started, I haven't been keeping track of how many people are in the chat. But like I said, today's been a scary day, especially for those of you who live in the United States and near the DC area. I know it's been really scary. And so my heart is with everybody. I am scared and terrified as well. I hope that this live stream has been able to distract people for a little bit from it, but I certainly understand if everyone's scared and terrified. And I send you all love, and just stay safe and, you know, stay hopeful. And just remember that we have to keep fighting. Today, if anything, shows us that today that we need to keep fighting, that there's still a lot to fight for, that we can't sit back and say, all right, everything's good. We still have a lot more to fight for. But all that being said, at the end of the day, just remember that you are beautiful and amazing and wonderful, and we will get through this. As scary as it is, as hard as it may get harder, we will get through this. And so I send all of you love on that. In terms of this channel, a few little things to announce before I go. Tonight, obviously, I'll be doing my review of the Star Trek Discovery finale, which I'm very excited for. So that video will go up this evening once I watch the episode, when it goes up tonight. And then Friday, 2 days from now, so on Friday, I have a video on Wonder Woman 1984, which I'm very excited about. Should be fun, may not be the right word, but I think it'll be a good discussion. I'm really excited to share that video. It does have a bit of a hot takey title, but I hope my take on Wonder Woman 1984 is a much more nuanced take than a lot of other videos that are out there. I have a lot of opinions on that movie, but I also want to make sure I'm not just being like, this is garbage. That's not what that video is. It is hopefully a nuanced take. Just unfortunately the title is a little bit more clickbaity than I would particularly like, but that's the YouTube algorithm for you. And then the other two things that I will quick mention before I finish is the Friday after next will be my review of Star Trek Discovery Season 3 as a whole. I've already started writing it, and I'll add whatever thoughts I have about the finale into it, but I'm going to be writing it tonight and into tomorrow. And filming it this weekend. So next Friday, hopefully, unless something crazy happens or I get tired or weird or whatever, I will be having the Star Trek Discovery Season 3 review next Friday. And then I'm also going to be doing an update on my life and this channel at the end of the month, on the last Friday of the month. So those are all the things to be looking forward to this month. And I have some big things planned for 2021. So all that's very exciting. But I hope all of you, until then, are staying safe, staying amazing. You're all beautiful, wonderful people. I know I missed a super chat really quick. Just to Savory Lemon, thank you so much. Sending you a heart for your super chat right at the end there. Sending you love. You're all beautiful, amazing people, and I hope that you all live long and prosper. And stay safe. And if you're watching, enjoy the Discovery Season 3 finale tonight. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Oh, and Willis, I just see while I'm bringing up the end of the stream, I just saw your super chat. Thank you very much, Willis, and you get a heart as well. Thank you for being here, and thank you for enjoying the content. All right, love to you all. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. How do I turn off the stream? Where's the button? Where's the button? There's the button. All right, Bye, everybody. You're lovely.